Are you constantly overwhelmed by things you can't control? Deadlines, expectations, the fear of not being enough. What if the problem isn't your life, but your perspective? In a world that never stops rushing, could ancient wisdom help you slow down, just enough to take back control? Seneca once said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." So, what if I told you that in just a few minutes, you could learn how to stop wasting your energy and start living with intention? Let's take a fast but deep dive into Stoicism, not just as a philosophy, but as a tool for modern life. Principle number 1. Know what's in your control. This is the foundation of Stoic thinking. Some things are within our control. Most are not. It sounds simple, but it changes everything. Imagine this. You're about to give an important presentation. You've prepared for days. Everything's perfect, until the power goes out. Your first reaction? Frustration, panic, maybe even anger. But here's the Stoic truth. The power outage is outside your control. How you respond to it, that's entirely yours. This mindset applies to all areas of life. In relationships, you can be loving, loyal, thoughtful, but you can't control someone else's emotions, actions, or words. They might forget your birthday, say something hurtful, and yet, you get to decide how you respond. With understanding? With resentment? Your response is your responsibility. At work, too, this principle is critical. You might pour your soul into a project, only for leadership to cancel it. You feel disappointment, even anger. But Stoicism teaches, feel what you feel, but don't let it cloud your judgment. The outcome is beyond you. Your reaction is not. Epictetus said it best. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. That's not just a quote. It's a superpower. Because even your internal world, your thoughts and emotions, are more under your influence than you think. Anxious? Upset? Take a breath. You don't have to believe every thought. You don't have to follow every feeling. You can pause and choose. Understanding this principle is liberating. It teaches us to stop throwing energy at things we can't control, and to start investing it in our actions, our values, our mindset. It doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means being smart about where your power truly lies. When you master this, life doesn't feel so heavy. You become more grounded, more present, more resilient. Principle number 2. Embrace the temporary nature of life. Nothing lasts forever. Not the pain, not the joy, not even this moment. And that's exactly why it matters so much. Embracing the temporary nature of life is a core Stoic principle. It reminds us, everything around us, people, possessions, even emotions, is fleeting. At first, this might sound a little depressing, but it's actually a powerful invitation to live more fully, to appreciate the present before it slips away. Think of those tiny, perfect moments in a day. The warmth of sunlight on your face, the laughter of your child, the aroma of fresh coffee brewing in a quiet kitchen. They don't last long, and that's what makes them beautiful. When we accept their impermanence, we become more present, more alive. We stop taking things for granted and start savoring them while they're here. This idea also changes the way we relate to our achievements and possessions. You might work hard to buy your dream car or reach a career milestone. But sooner or later, a newer model comes out. A bigger goal appears. That moment of pride fades. If we cling too tightly to status or stuff, we end up chasing shadows. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the journey, in the doing, not just the having. And in relationships, This perspective becomes even more meaningful. Every interaction with someone you love, every hug, every conversation, carries more weight when you realize it could be the last. It doesn't mean we live in fear. It means we love more deeply. We resolve conflicts faster. We say, "Thank you," and "I love you," without delay. Marcus Aurelius captured it perfectly when he wrote, "All things fade into the storied past, and in a little while are shrouded in oblivion." He didn't say this to sadden us. He said it to wake us up, to remind us of the fragile beauty of right now. Because when we understand that nothing is guaranteed, not tomorrow, not even the next breath, we stop sleepwalking through life. We learn to appreciate joy without clinging to it. We learn to endure pain without being broken by it. We begin to ride the waves of change with greater calm, greater clarity. So yes, impermanence can hurt, but it can also heal. It can help us live with depth, not just duration. And that brings us to another virtue that keeps us anchored, no matter what life throws our way. Principle number 3. The virtue of self-discipline. Freedom doesn't come from doing whatever we want. It comes from mastering what we choose. That's the heart of self-discipline. And in Stoic philosophy, it's not about punishing ourselves or living a life without pleasure. It's about not becoming a slave to our impulses. It's about knowing what truly matters and staying loyal to it. Picture this. You're at a party. The snacks are endless. Everyone's indulging. You promised yourself you'd eat clean, but that plate of fries keeps calling your name. Now, here's the question. Is this moment about pleasure or about priority? Because self-discipline isn't just saying no to the fries. It's saying yes to your health, your energy, your long-term goals. It's about making the hard choice because you care deeply about who you're becoming. And it's not just about food. Think about how we spend our time. Notifications, social media, endless scrolls. We live in a world built to distract us, designed to pull our attention in 100 directions. But self-discipline acts like a compass. It helps you steer toward what's meaningful and away from what's merely urgent. Maybe it's choosing to focus on your project instead of watching another episode. Or turning off your phone to be fully present with your family. Every small act of discipline is a message. My goals matter more than my cravings. The same principle applies to money. The latest gadget, a flash sale, that outfit you don't need. Temptations come dressed as treat yourself. But real wealth, according to the Stoics, isn't about having more. It's about needing less. When we practice self-discipline with our finances, we gain peace of mind. We trade impulse for intention. We stop being reactive and start being responsible. Even our emotions require discipline. Let's say someone criticizes you. It stings. Your first instinct? Defend, attack, shut down. But a Stoic steps back, breathes, responds, rather than reacts. Self-discipline in emotions means not letting anger drive the wheel. It means pausing, choosing clarity over chaos, wisdom over ego. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." And he was right. We imagine that saying no will hurt, that we'll feel restricted. But in truth, saying no to fleeting desires often gives us something much deeper. A quiet sense of power, peace, freedom, because self-discipline isn't about restriction. It's about alignment. It brings our daily choices into harmony with our highest values. And little by little, those choices shape our identity. They become the foundation of a life that's not only successful, but stable. Not just impressive, but intentional. One choice, one moment, one act of self-mastery at a time. And as we strengthen that inner muscle, we prepare ourselves for something even greater. Principle number 4. Developing emotional resilience. Life doesn't ask for our permission to challenge us. It just does. A job loss, a rejection, a moment of deep disappointment. And in those moments, when the ground shakes beneath your feet, what keeps you standing? It's not denial, not toughness. It's resilience. In Stoicism, emotional resilience isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about facing them, fully, honestly, without letting them define you. Imagine you've just lost your job. Shock, anger, sadness, all of it comes flooding in. And that's okay. Those emotions are natural. But here's the Stoic way. Feel it, acknowledge it, then, slowly, gently, shift your focus forward. You don't pretend everything's fine. But you ask yourself, what now? What can I learn from this? Emotional resilience is the art of swimming through the storm, not being swept away by it. And it's just as vital in our relationships. Someone insults you, or misunderstands you, or lets you down. Your first instinct? React, defend, blame. But the Stoic response is different. Take a step back, observe your emotions, then choose your reply, one that aligns with who you want to be. Not everything deserves your reaction, but everything deserves your awareness. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. It's not the event, it's your interpretation. Your story about the event is what shapes your experience. Change the story, and you change your power. Now think about failure, not just as pain, but as part of the path. A failed business, a missed opportunity, a dream that didn't unfold. Resilience helps you reframe it, not as the end, but as a turning point. It shifts your question from, why me? To, what now? And when success comes, resilience helps you stay grounded. Celebrate, yes, but don't let it define your worth. This balance, between humility in success and grace in failure, creates stability. It teaches you to ride the waves without losing your center. Because resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a habit, a practice, a skill you strengthen, day by day. And over time, it becomes your inner armor, soft on the outside, steel within. The kind of strength that helps you not just survive life's storms, but grow stronger inside them. And now, let's explore a principle that helps us move with the rhythm of life, rather than against it. Principle number 5. Living in harmony with nature. What if peace isn't something you chase, but something you return to? Living in harmony with nature is a core Stoic principle. But it's not just about trees and oceans. It's about aligning with the deeper rhythm of life, and with the nature within yourself. Imagine waking up with the sun, your body moving with the light, your day flowing with intention. That simple rhythm, sunrise and sunset, is a reflection of harmony. And the Stoics believed that when we live in tune with this natural order, we feel more balanced, more at peace. But it goes deeper than daily habits. This principle is also about understanding your human nature. You are a social being. You thrive on connection, empathy, and shared purpose. Living in harmony means nurturing relationships, listening more, judging less, seeing others as fellow travelers on the same unpredictable road. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Time is a river, a violent current of events, glimpsed once, and already carried past us. We can't stop the current, but we can learn to move with it. Just as water flows around rocks, we, too, can flow with the changes of life, without always resisting." This idea also touches our work life. In a culture that glorifies hustle and exhaustion, Stoicism reminds us, Know your limits. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Balance effort with reflection, ambition with presence. Grow, but don't burn out. And when it comes to personal growth, living in harmony means accepting your strengths and your limitations. It's knowing when to push and when to pause. It's choosing goals that reflect who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. That kind of self-awareness leads to authenticity, and authenticity leads to fulfillment. Because in the end, this principle isn't about nature out there. It's about the nature in here. Align your actions with your values. Live with rhythm, not resistance. And you'll find that peace isn't something you have to force. It finds you when you live in flow. And speaking of flow, the next Stoic virtue teaches us how to notice the good, even in the smallest moments. Principle number 6. Practicing gratitude. Sometimes we don't need more. We just need to notice what we already have. Gratitude, in the Stoic tradition, isn't just about being polite or saying thank you. It's about shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from what's missing to what's already here. And when that shift happens, everything changes. Imagine starting your day, not with stress or comparison, but with a pause. You take a deep breath. Feel the morning air. Notice the comfort of your bed, the roof over your head, the first sip of warm coffee. These simple things, so easy to overlook, become anchors. Tiny reminders that, even in a chaotic world, there's so much to appreciate. Gratitude also transforms how we relate to others. Instead of focusing on people's flaws, we begin to see their goodness, their efforts, their kindness, even their imperfections, as part of the beauty. A friend who listens, a partner who stays, a stranger who smiles at the grocery store. When we thank them, not just in words, but in presence, we deepen those connections. We create a space where love, trust, and compassion can grow. Epictetus put it simply: he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those he has. The Stoics didn't ignore hardship, but they believed in gratitude, especially when life gets hard, because that's when it matters most. Maybe you're facing a setback, a health issue, a job loss, a painful disappointment. It's tempting to spiral into what's gone wrong. But what if, instead, you searched for what's still right? Maybe it's the strength you discovered, the time you've gained, the lesson you're learning. Gratitude doesn't erase the pain, but it helps reframe it. It brings light into the darkest places. It also shapes how we see ourselves. When you start appreciating your progress, even the small wins, you stop beating yourself up for not being perfect. You acknowledge your growth, you honor your effort, and that builds confidence, not the loud kind, but the quiet, grounded kind that says, "I'm proud of how far I've come." There are even physical benefits. Research confirms what the Stoics knew all along: gratitude reduces stress, improves sleep, boosts mental clarity. It's not just good philosophy, it's good medicine. To live with gratitude is to adopt an abundance mindset. It's choosing to see life not as a list of unmet desires, but as a collection of quiet gifts. You start finding joy in the ordinary. You begin to see meaning in the mundane. You face each day, not with dread, but with appreciation. And that brings us closer to one final Stoic idea, one that lifts our gaze beyond ourselves, towards something bigger, something shared. Principle number 7. Contributing to the common good. In a world that often says, "Look out for yourself," Stoicism quietly reminds us of something deeper. We're all in this together. Contributing to the common good isn't just a noble idea. It's a powerful way to live. It means our actions, no matter how small, are not just for us, but for the people around us, for the community, for the future. Think about your daily choices. Taking public transportation, recycling, supporting a local business, helping a neighbor carry groceries. These may seem insignificant, but collectively, they shape the kind of world we live in. And in doing so, they shape the kind of person you become. At work, this principle takes the form of collaboration. It's choosing to lift others, to share your knowledge, to value team success just as much as personal gain. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "What is not good for the swarm is not good for the bee." We flourish not by separating ourselves, but by contributing to the hive. This idea extends beyond the physical world too. Online, we all leave footprints, and in an era where social media often amplifies anger, fear, and division, you can choose to be different. You can be a voice of clarity, of kindness, of reason. Even your comments can carry Stoic strength. And let's not forget, what we do today ripples into tomorrow. Our habits, our values, our decisions, they shape not just the present, but the legacy we leave behind. Living for the common good is a way of planting seeds. Even if we never see the full tree, we trust that others will one day rest in its shade. So when we practice this Stoic principle, we live with purpose, we live with connection, and we live with the quiet joy of knowing we made a difference. Final reflection. And there you have it, 7 timeless Stoic principles. Each one, a guiding light through uncertainty, not as rigid rules, but as tools to help you live with more clarity, courage, and calm. But this journey doesn't end here. In fact, it's just beginning. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which principle resonated with you most? Which one will you start practicing today? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Because this isn't just about watching a video. It's about building a space where we grow together. Join the Stoic Bond community. If you'd like to take this journey further, we'd love to welcome you into our Stoic Bond community. As a member, you'll receive priority replies to your comments, a member badge next to your name, and your name featured at the end of each video, as a personal thank you. But more than that, you'll be joining a global circle of thoughtful, kind, growth-minded people, all walking the Stoic path together. To all who've already joined, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is the heartbeat of this channel. Your presence, your wisdom, your kindness, it fuels everything we do. So if you haven't yet, I warmly invite you, click the join button. Be part of something meaningful, something real. Together, we'll keep exploring, keep growing, keep choosing wisdom over noise, and peace over pressure. If this video sparked something in you, give it a like. It really helps the message reach others. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the bell, so you never miss the next step in this Stoic journey. Until our paths cross again, hold fast to your tranquility. Cherish your Stoic kinship. Stay grounded, stay united, stay Stoic.